Just like with my previous video, the male acts list is actually much shorter. I do tend to navigate more towards female acts, and I actually can't tell you why that is. I think it's mostly just because at this time I haven't been giving a chance to as many Japanese acts that are male. I don't think there's as many on the market right now that are impressing me enough to make me want to listen to them. But when I do find a male act I like, I'm invested. I'm loyal as a fan. All of these I recommend wholeheartedly, 10 out of 10s. We're gonna start off with my king, Imazu Ayumu-san. He's so fucking good, dude. He's so good. If you listen to anybody on this list, it better be him or I'm coming for you. He's an amazing performer. He's a fantastic dancer. Okay, for me, good dancers, I'm a sucker for a good dancer, dude. I'm a sucker for a good dancer. So he kind of had me like hook, line, and sinker with his dance ability, but his singing ability on top of that, and just the fact that his music is so good, really sold it. But definitely like prepare yourself before you watch his music videos. See, you're done for, you're cooked, okay? It's overwhelming how cooked you're gonna be. You will not have a chance to escape becoming a fan of him. I promise. The charm, the charisma, through the roof. You don't even have a chance to not be a fan if you give him even 5 seconds of your time. He's actually had a few hits recently through Spotify. His song Obsessed has been a viral hit, so a lot of you might already be familiar with him, but if you haven't dived into his Japanese discography, you're seriously missing out. The recommended album would be Pixel, although that's actually his only full-length album at the moment. Whatever his next album is will probably be a fucking banger and will dethrone Pixel as my #1 recommendation, but as that hasn't even been announced yet, we're gonna go with what's currently available. Check Pixel out. In terms of my recommended songs, it would be Where Do We Go? Don't Mind Me. Don't Mind Me was the song that got me into him. Sunshower is easily one of my most all-time favorite J-pop songs. Where Do We Go is a more recent release, and I've really been loving it lately. When it comes to Ayumu's music, I think the best way to describe him is that he's like sunshine. I know that I described Furui Riho like that as well, and I feel like they're very much in that same sort of category, but Ayumu more so. He really just makes feel-good music, like feel-good pop that just makes you feel so happy and so good about life and makes you want to dance, and that's very much where his music sits. He doesn't really do slower songs nearly as much. He doesn't do more serious songs as much. I feel like he's definitely more in the upbeat fun category. So if you like that kind of thing, or you just need a little sunshine in your life, he's got you. I definitely think in terms of as a performer and in terms of his long-term career, I think he's definitely following in the footsteps of fellow male soloist Miura Daichi, and it's been really exciting to see them kind of having a little bit of interactions on Instagram. I noticed that Miura Daichi liked one of his videos recently, and I was just losing my shit because that's such an honor to have the king of J-pop like your video. Like, that's wild. That's a big deal. So I hope to see it like some kind of collaboration between the two of them at some point in the future, and I'm gonna use that as an opportunity to segue into Miura Daichi. He's a bit of a veteran in this industry. He started very young as a member of Folder 5, which gained a decent amount of popularity at the time, and he was definitely like the Justin Timberlake of that group. And then he went on hiatus for a little while in his teenage years to kind of focus on a lot of what was changing at the time with his vocals and stuff, and then he came back in his late teens and debuted as a soloist and has been killing it ever since. He had his breakout around like a really big hit. I believe it was like 2012, 2013 that he started gaining in popularity and becoming a more mainstream artist, and he's maintained that ever since, and he's very respected in this industry. He's heavily admired as one of the most talented people in this industry. His performance ability in terms of lives is second to none. He's a phenomenal singer. Being able to sing and dance as well as he does at the same time he's incredible. Seriously, just watch any of his performances, you won't be disappointed. He's such a 10 out of 10. I would love to see him live one day. I haven't loved his releases as much lately. I've been finding them to be more experimental, and I'm not loving that sound for him, but like, if he's happy doing what he's doing, so be it. But a lot of my recommendations are going to be a little bit older releases. He's kind of like Kodokumi these days in the sense that I do regularly keep up with his releases and I give every single release a chance because there's always a gem for me on every release, but I don't love his music as a whole these days, to be honest with you. My recommended album would be the Fever album, but his album Hit is also really good from start to finish. In terms of songs, I'd recommend Fever. Right now, I can see no one else. Right now, it's just me and you, all night long, baby, all night long, baby, it's just me and you. And Breathless. Those songs never get old for me, but there's so many good songs on the Hit and Fever albums, and actually all of his albums before that, that are definitely worth giving a go. Let's talk about another performance king, Nissy. So Nissy is a member of AAA, and that's how a lot of people know him. But if you're new to J-pop, you probably don't know much about AAA, and they are on hiatus. And it's anyone's guess if they're gonna come back anyway. I personally didn't like AAA and don't listen to them, but I do love Nissy as a soloist. He's fantastic live. He's another one of those vocalists that's really, really good at dancing and singing at the same time, and he has a full concert tour up on YouTube. Watch it. Just watch it. Just like Miura Daichi, he's not as frequently releasing these days, but when he does drop something, it's a freaking bop. He very rarely disappoints me. My recommended album would be his most recent, Hocus Pocus 3. He's not very creative with naming albums. They're all Hocus Pocus with a number. So Hocus Pocus 3 is the one I recommend, and I also recommend his songs Jealous. Oh, tell me how you make me jealous. I Need You. I need you. I need you. And Say Yes. Say yes. He's definitely more like straight pop, very much a pop king. There are some genres that he kind of like mixes in with that pop, but it's more like flavors within the pop soup rather than like really diving into different genres and really trying different things. But he knows where he's best suited and what kind of music he likes, and he does it really well, so it's not a bad thing by any means. Something that I didn't mention when I originally recorded this, but I really do want to mention right now, is Nissy's music videos are an absolute highlight. Nissy himself, like I said, he's a pop king, and he kind of isn't necessarily doing anything that's unique to him. Like, there's a lot of boy bands in Japan, a lot of other artists that are doing similar types of pop music with similar aesthetics. He's not necessarily unique in that sense. However, his music video game is one of the strongest I've seen in this industry, and I actually can't think of an artist off the top of my head that is doing music videos quite like he does. He includes a lot of CGI in his music videos, and like not just like cheap CGI, but like really well done CGI. Like, the production quality of his music videos is absolutely no joke, and typically in this industry, Japanese music companies don't really put a lot of money into promotional materials like music videos because they don't have to. They will sell thousands of copies regardless of whether the music video is actually like really cool or not. So from their point of view, why spend more money on production costs when they can actually just spend, you know, like a basic amount, get a decent music video, and then make as much money as they possibly can while spending as little as they possibly can without it being, you know, pathetic. Nissy, on the other hand, really does put a lot of effort into his music videos being very high quality productions. So even if you don't necessarily like his style, if you don't necessarily like the type of music that he does, his music videos are definitely still worth checking out just for the entertainment value of it. Something that he often does is he will have an album where all of the music videos connect in some way. At least I know for the last 2 or 3 albums he's done this. So if you get the DVD, I believe there might be like extra footage in there. Like the videos that go up on YouTube and streaming services are different than the ones on the album. And if you watch them from start to finish in order, you get an overarching story that connects all of the songs and all of the music videos together. It's very, very creative. It's very artistic. It's very elaborate. I do know of artists that have done this, but to a much, much lesser extent. Like Nissy really goes all out in making these very high quality, very cinematic, very creative productions. Specifically, the When You Were Mine music video is one of my all-time favorite Japanese artist music videos. It's so incredibly creative. It's entertaining as hell. It has comedy, it has action, it's got some like really sexy bits. Like he has no business having that much chemistry with the female lead. It's got Nissy dancing, it's got really cool like mind-blowing effects, and I don't really quite know what the story was with this particular, because this one ties into all of the other music videos on the album, so even watching them just on their own, it's hard to tell what the story was meant to be. You have to have those in between pieces and the extra footage that comes with the DVD to maybe make sense of it. But I highly, highly recommend that music video individually on its own. Yeah, so I just wanted to add that. Shimizu Shota is a little bit of a standout on this list. He is very much R&B, and in terms of male soloists, when he debuted, he very much popularized that R&B sound. Like it was becoming a common genre, but I don't think there was as many male soloists at the time doing that. But he very much became almost the face of male-led R&B during his initial breakout period. His discography is mostly R&B and rap. I would say that's kind of where he lingers the most. But more recently, he does do a lot of jazz-influenced songs and very like reggae kind of stuff. And I definitely haven't been loving his music as much lately, and he doesn't release nearly as often as he used to. I don't even think he's even releasing once a year. It's more like every other year. His older discography is great. He's really known for ballads and acoustic tracks as well, in addition to the R&B and rap that he does. And I would say that in terms of the general public, the music that they know the most from him and that society collectively remembers the most are his ballads and more acoustic tracks that became really, really popular. My recommended album would be his White album. Again, one of my top favorite Japanese albums of all time. In terms of my recommended songs, I would recommend Dance With Me, Because of You, and Love Song. I love all of those. Love Song has a lot of rap, but it's such a good slow tempo rap track. Because of You is very acoustic, but it's a beautiful ballad, and Dance With Me is more, I don't even know how to describe it. I guess it's technically a ballad, but it's a little rougher around the edges when he was in that like EDM era of his music. I think that Dance With Me is definitely one of my favorite Japanese songs of all time, actually. Last male soloist recommendation, it's Mukai Taichi. So he's no longer active under this name anymore, so I guess you can kind of consider him retired in that sense. He started up again under the name Tail, but to be honest, I have not listened to his music since that change. He did drop a single, and I did give it a go, but I didn't like it, and then I just didn't feel the need to continue giving him a try after that. I have enough artists that I listen to regularly that I kind of like was fine with putting him on the back burner, so to speak. I can't speak on his music currently as a result because I no longer listen to him regularly. I haven't heard any of his music since that first song under the new name, but I absolutely do recommend his music under his former moniker of Mukai Taichi. His music was very fun, but also he did a lot of different genres and different styles. His music was very interesting, and I felt like every time he released something, I didn't quite know what to expect from him, but usually it was good at the very least. Like, I could trust him to create a bop. He was very expressive with his music. I think that's the best way to word it. I don't know how else to word that. I would recommend his album Pure, and in terms of the songs, I would recommend tracks like Baby Cakes. No Way. And Haters. Very much those like fun, feel-good sort of songs. Haters in particular is such a good one if you're feeling down and you need something to pick you up.